because you have been lousy lately, man.
Hey everyone, welcome to Season 3, Episode 7.
The final episode.
We're back for year 2, baby!
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Olyway Show. I'm your host, Owen Timms.
What's up, guys? Welcome to year 3 of the Olyway Show. Hey, God.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 6.
Another episode of the Olyway Show. To kick off our final episode of the year, let's celebrate the teachers retiring from our school. Mr. Bassett first attended college at a small private school called Young Harris College in Georgia for 2 years. He then transferred to the University of Georgia, where he received his bachelor's in plant science. Mr. Bassett was out of school and in the workforce for 2 years, and then he went back to the school at University of Arkansas, where he received his master's in plant science. He then landed a job as a plant scientist at the Washington State University and did research there for 6 years. During his 6th year, he took the necessary coursework to become a certified teacher. In 1989, Ed became a teacher here at OHS, and he has never left.
So I think Ed has raised the level of rigor at the school, especially in the science department, really challenging students to think at a higher level and to expect more of themselves and to get ready for college, because that's exactly what college is going to ask for.
I have quite a few very interesting memories, and I've had a lot of good times and fun, and I've felt good about what I was able to accomplish in some cases. Felt totally incompetent in other cases, but had fun being incompetent. You know, I can't think of, there are just too many things.
Coolest part I think about Mr. Bassett, I always think about the stuff he's done that's not necessarily even in the classroom. The Earth Core stuff that's basically nationally known for us for doing all the recycling.
We've got travel plans. Travel during seasons when school's in session. Just been a while.
Lighthearted. Lighthearted. He always looks at the light side of things and looks for the humorous side of things, even when it's a really serious topic.
I would say eclectic, because I've had the privilege of being next door to him since we came in the building, in the year 2000, so it's been 19 years, and between his music, the jokes he says to kids, the way he motivates and does things, he's just got such a broad range of how he does things. He's got a really dry sense of humor. If anybody's ever had him in class before, or you've interacted with him, his Georgia Southern comes out a lot of times with him, but he's an eclectic man that offers a lot to kids and staff.
It would be fun to say that I advise you to just ignore what the state tells you to do, but that's not an option. So that's not a realistic piece of advice. But if I could be the big advisor with all that power, I would advise this school to ignore what the state says, to tell the state how much funding we need, have the state give us that funding, and do with it as we deem most beneficial to our students. But that's dumb advice, because the state would say, who do you think you are?
I'd say the biggest thing is have fun, enjoy what you do, because he does that in life all the time. But now that with your wife, his kids have grown, come through Olympia High School. I got the privilege of knowing his kids coming through here, and he gets to go enjoy them and what their lives are doing. But travel, have fun, go do the things you love doing.
Yeah, and I would say travel and just get outside. Spend as much time as you can outside, because as teachers we spend way too much, and students, way too much inside.
Mr. Chamberlin grew up in a small farm town in Montana where he learned to drive a car at a surprisingly young age. He worked on his father's farm from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., learning the values of hard work. After high school, Chambo attended the University of Montana as a music major for his first 2 years. He then realized he was not going to be a music teacher and pursued a career in English. After graduating, he landed his first job in 1976 as a teacher at Sentinel High School and taught for 25 years, before becoming an administrator for 3 years. He then transferred to Capitol High School for 3 years, then Reeves Middle School for 11 years, back to Capitol High School for a year, and then finally came to OHS as an English teacher and part-time dean of students.
He has a way of being able to, the kids are just attracted to him. I don't know why. I don't know why that is, but they are. They love Gordon Chamberlin. You hear him walk down the hall, you can hear him yelling Chambo, and he just has a way with kids, and so the effect that he has on kids is always a positive effect, and kids are always better because of him.
I will tell you some, I don't know that I can tell you that there's a favorite memory, except when I think of this place, I think of extraordinary staff and absolutely fantastic students. To say that I have a favorite memory would be a stretch. I have just enjoyed working with some of the best students in the United States of America. My mother, God rest her soul, got me playing the piano when I was in 3rd grade. The greatest gift that I got from her. And learned to play the piano, was in the only bona fide rock and roll band in the history of my little hamlet. And we played all over central Montana. That's how I sort of started my rock and roll, part-time rock and roll career, which, as many of you know, has continued with the McCart Band.
Gordon and I have known each other for years and years. We quickly realized that we were both musicians, and as a result of that, I had already had a band, but I wanted a keyboard player, and Gordon was a keyboard player, and so he joined our band way back when. We're still playing together, and we'll continue to play together as well. And it's just been a great friendship, and it's one that I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
And then wish for retirement is lots of travels to Montana and enjoy every minute with your family. This is advice we all should take. We will miss you immensely. Enjoy.
I'll be around, folks, okay? You're not getting rid of me completely. I'm going to sub a lot. I've got a couple of kids with some student debt. It'll be a project for me. Student debt, keep that in mind for the future. Man alive. And we're going to travel. I love to travel. Who knows, I might play music for a little longer until my arthritic fingers will no longer allow the stretch on the keyboard. And I'll spend good time with my fabulous wife, Frau Williams, my 2 wonderful dogs, and we'll enjoy the ambiance and the wonders of Olympia, the community, and schools like Olympia High School and Capitol High School and so forth.
Mrs. Sheridan grew up on the south side of Chicago until she was 15, and then she moved to Brussels, Belgium. She attended the University of Illinois. Her first teaching job was in Anchorage, Alaska, where she lived for 6 years. After taking time off to help raise her children, she found herself working here at Olympia High School. Mrs. Manning grew up in Tacoma, Washington, and attended Eastern Washington University. Her first teaching job was in the North Thurston School District for 2 years. She then took time off to help raise her children. When she came back to teaching, she was working in the Olympia School District Transition Academy. Then she came to OHS and has been working here for 21 years.
Mine, it's not a specific memory, but it's just been watching how inclusion has grown over the last 21 years here at Olympia High School.
Mine is partly that, but the actual memory is the last 2 years of Pack the Gym, which both times I was crying, and it was just so fulfilling and rewarding and heartwarming seeing the whole gym packed with people cheering on our wonderful unified basketball team.
And I would add to that Life Skills Prom too, which is a great unified event.
I would say that it's so amazing how much they have impacted the entire school, because I feel like the inclusiveness that we have created here at Olympia High School is in large part due to the work that they've done and the atmosphere that they have cultivated within their own class and within the other students that help out the students in their class. So the impact that they've made in terms of the inclusion in our school is remarkable, and they basically spearheaded so much of that, and we'll be forever grateful for that, and hopefully continue to do a great job of it and honor them by doing that. So.
Well, Lorraine and Marion have made the school really inclusive. I just read the other day about people with disabilities and how they're the most excluded group in society, and that's not true at Olympia High School. Everybody knows their students, everybody welcomes them, they're kind to them, and that's because Lorraine and Marion have done such a great job of including them and making them part of the school and letting people get to know them so that they appreciate them and love them and can see how wonderful they are and what they bring to our community.
Everlasting. I feel like both of them, Lorraine and Marion, will have an everlasting impact on our campus that will be hard to replace. I mean, they're not replaceable.
One word to describe Miss Sheridan and Miss Manning, both of them is one word. It's easy. I would use the word dedicated. They remind me of that quintessential grade school teacher that just goes to an activity of every single one of their students. The one, they'll go to a baseball game, a dance recital, whatever. They do the same thing for their students, their life skills students. Whether it's a unified event, a Bear Crew 2 activity, an activity night, life skills prom, individual things that their student have, a birthday party, they go to all of them. And they just remind me of that grade school teacher that you just loved because they were sitting in the stands at your Little League game. And so they're just incredibly dedicated to their students, and it just blows my mind that they take the time to do that.
Kind, inclusive, supportive.
Selfless. They always look out for others first before themselves, and total team players. So I would just say selfless.
Probably the same things that everybody says. Gardening, traveling, having more time, volunteering somewhere I don't know where yet.
Exercise more and do a lot more yoga so I won't be a stiff-backed old lady, and I want to meditate regularly, and lots of travel.
Yep.
Advice for the retirement? I mean, I don't know. I'm not there yet. I've never been retired. I think maybe they should come back and sub for me, maybe one day for free for every IEP meeting that they asked me to come to. So that would basically mean like half the school year next year. They know what I'm talking about.
Well, I sure hope you come back and help whoever takes your place, because I don't know how anybody is ever going to take your place. So be on call for us at all times, but still go out and have fun and do things that you've been hoping to do all these years.
Beginning of the year, I knew it was my last year. I wanted to make it a great year, and I thought how to do that. And one thing I thought to do is to not sweat the little stuff, because I spend too much time getting stressed. And so I did that, and about halfway through the year, I realized I've done a really good job of it, and I didn't really need to stress the whole 21 and a half years before this. So that would be my advice to everybody, staff and students, is to not sweat the little stuff.
If you can find a career that fits you really well and that is really fun, and find someone really fun to do it with, a lot of days it doesn't even feel like work. Some days it does.
I would say Lorraine and Marion, I'm always joking around and kidding around, and you guys got me back a couple times this year, but be prepared for the last get back. It's going to be a funny one and a great one, but one to remember. And thank you for everything. Personally, you guys helped me grow as a person, a professional, a father and a husband. I don't know too many careers where you have colleagues that will have that type of impact on you, but for both of you, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you.
Being incredible teammates and helping me develop the SOPE class, that's been such a gift that they've helped me create. And so I just want to thank them for being great friends, and wish them luck. And don't forget, sub for free, at least 2 months. All right.
Hello, my name is Eli Nayson, and I am a freshman. I'll be the future editor for Olyway Show. Let's take a look at my first story.
Years ago, there was a show called ONN, Olympia News Network. That teacher retired. That show went away. It was gone for a few years, and the teachers really missed it. A lot of the kids didn't even know about it because it had been a few years. And then a couple years ago, I started doing some small video clips with the help of some students to produce things to get messages across to kids. And those were a big hit. And then that blossomed into, hey, can we make a whole 15-minute show out of this? And we did. And then we just renamed it the Olyway Show. And then Mr. Grant was really creative, and he found space for us because it's hard to get the funds to help support teachers and staff to do new things like that. And so
My name is Logan LaRocque. I've been on the Olyway Show for 3 years, and I edit and also shoot a lot of video. My name's Owen Timms. I've been on the show since last year, so about 2 years. And I'm the host of the show, so I do most of the talking on screen. I've also this year started to help with like B-roll filming. I would say my favorite memory was the Pack the Gym that we had this year. It was super cool. We had a setup in front of the student section, kind of like an ESPN booth. The environment was just awesome, and it was cool to see us.
I'm Kellan Moorad. I am a special reporter, and I've been in the salty suit for a while. And also I shoot B-roll for the Olyway Show. I guess our main goal was to kind of shed light on certain groups that aren't really in the spotlight at Oli, and give them some recognition for what they do.
My name is LaBranche. I do camera work and some editing, and I bounce around with the Olyway Show. My favorite memory with the past 2.5-3 years with the show is probably all the individual skits we've done with Bobby, Mr. Antonio, and Mr. Garrett's.
I just want to say like a huge appreciation to those guys, because it's a lot of work. It's hard to do. You have to organize this. They put together, I think, 7 shows this year, and this is their 3rd year doing it. So I think if you go back in time and look where they started and where they are now, it's so much more polished, it's so much better, it's so much stronger than it ever was before. And so those senior guys really put a lot into it, and I'm just really appreciative of that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything.
Appreciate all of the contributions of the boys and the Olyway Show. It's really changed the face of leadership. It really showcases the positive aspects of what we have going at school, and in a really professional, engaging, fun way that we couldn't do without them. So the fact that Logan and Johnny and Timms and Kellan came in and really just kind of ran with it, thank you, and I will miss you.
We just wanted to say how grateful we are to be able to bring back an ONN style monthly broadcast like they did in the 80s and the 90s. This time we have the Olyway Show now.
We wanted to thank Costello, Garrett, and Zarate for giving us the tools that we needed to create this show. And we're really excited to see where you guys take it in these next couple of years.
Now, to finish the show off, let's take a look at the favorite memories of the seniors here at OHS.
I don't think I can just pick one memory, but one that comes to mind in particular was my junior year during cross-country season. We all had a party, the whole team had a party at Zoe Wiley's house, and we all just got together and played Truth or Dare until like 2 a.m. and it was super fun.
One of my favorite memories from high school is doing all the school plays. In particular, one of my favorite memories is when I got to hit McKenna on the side of the head with an American Girl doll.
So I think my favorite high school memory would have to be doing all the plays and meeting all the dope people that always do theater.
My favorite high school memory was soccer season this past season.
And then we went to state.
My favorite moment for high school basically was getting my U.S. citizenship, and also my physics class was pretty nice because a bunch of people that I knew, and we always had a lot of fun flipping physics. You know what, if you've been there.
My favorite memory was freshman year, the last concert, and I got a solo for In the Still of the Night, and that was probably one of the best solos I've ever had in my life.
My favorite memory of high school was pole vaulting 10 feet.
My favorite high school memory was when I crossed this little girl at Unified and made a half-court shot.
My favorite memory of high school was hitting the half-court shot, buzzer beater, still down 20, but yeah.
My favorite high school memory is scoring 3 goals against the girls varsity team. Shout out the boys.
My favorite memory was senior Tolo.
Shout out Mr. Garrett's resident sophomore. Go Cougs.
My favorite senior memory, senior skip day, because I got to sleep in. Shout out to my bed.
My favorite senior memory has to be senior skip day at Cushman. What happens in Cushman stays in Cushman.
My favorite high school memory was Pack the Gym and watching the Unified program grow.
My favorite memory was creating a strong bond with my soccer teammates.
My favorite high school memory was when my band went on tour and I wasn't here for 6 weeks.
My favorite high school memory has been getting hyped in the locker room before games with my teammates.
My favorite high school memory was getting in people's domes at basketball games.
My favorite high school memory is getting to go home every day at 2:22.
My favorite high school memory was probably prom.
My favorite high school memory is being Captain O.
My favorite memory was catching sunsets with the boys.
North Point.
My favorite part of high school was the day I graduated.
My favorite memory was the last time I took an AP test.
My favorite memory was when I became senior class president.
My favorite memory is going to state with my volleyball team.
Going to Rock Candy Mountain with my best friends.
The Toga Out football game.
Football games and fun Friday nights with friends.
Hanging out at the track with my teammates.
Waffle Wednesdays and meeting the other 2 Owens.
AP Literature with Chambo.
My favorite high school memory was going to New Orleans with Olympia basketball team.
My favorite high school memory was going to Spokane with the basketball team.
Shouts out Mr. Mead, shouts out Mr. Ramsey.
Class of 2019 and the retiring teachers, thank you for all the experiences.
Thanks for being a part of our journey these past 2.5 years.
It's been a pleasure being your hosts.